Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of the podcast. I am here with some very special guests. We're currently in Prague and I'm here with Grace, Eve, Danny and Piper. And this episode is going to be all about travel because these four have all been travelling at different points this year. Eve and Danny were travelling from, was it from June
It was from June to, I'm shaking. Fucking hell, look at me. I'm under pressure.
June to August. Thank you, Danny, in the studio. June to August, and you were travelling from September?
Yeah, started in September.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be talking a little bit about travelling and let's see how this shit show goes. So, we're going to start with you, Eve.
Okay.
Hi, Eve. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi there.
Introduce yourself.
My name's Eve.
Thank you so much. Grace, would you like to introduce yourself?
No.
What'd you say? How did we introduce ourselves?
Like this.
normally.
Exactly like this.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm 24.
Okay.
And yeah, we're in Prague.
Oh, I see. We make it like chill like that. Okay.
Got no job.
Thank you, Piper. Back to the studio.
Sorry, okay, fine.
So let me do mine
again, then let me do mine again.
Hi, I'm Eve. I'm 24 and I'm from Birmingham and just come travelling out in and I'm in Prague.
We love Prague. So, Eve, I'm going to start with you because you went travelling first.
Okay.
So, can you just go through where you went travelling before anything?
So we flew out from London and we went straight to San Fran. So the idea was doing California for like 2 weeks. We went to San Fran to like Yosemite or Yosemite, whatever you call that. Monterey. We did like Cambria, and then we went to Santa Barbara. Do you want to tag someone in? Do you want to tag in?
Yeah, it's Danny.
Yeah, do you want to phone a friend?
I can only use that once though.
Yeah. That's QU. That's QU. Yeah. Come on. So what I got from
Hi there. We've got a new guest on the podcast.
I'm just about to go to the kitchen. You all right?
Yeah.
Hi, Danny. Please introduce yourself to the listeners today.
Oh, am I coming now? Hi, everyone. I'm Danny. I'm 26. I'm originally from Stoke.
Stoke.
Yeah? Is that okay?
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
That's better than mine.
It's my podcast. So, Danny, do you want to go through a little bit about where you went travelling this year?
Eve can explain and I'll just jump
Fabulous.
in.
So we did California for 2 weeks. So long story short, went from LA, we didn't. We went from San Fran, finished in LA.
Yeah.
From LA, we went to Mexico for 2 weeks. So we did like the Yucatan. So we did like Tulum to Isla Holbox, like Merida. And then from there, we flew back to London for like 3 or 4 days. And then from there, we flew straight out to do like a month group tour in Southeast Asia. So that was like, that was Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. We were supposed to do Laos, but we didn't because COVID and that. Anyway, so yeah, and then from there, from Cambodia, we went to Bali for a month and we did Bali. And that was it, yeah. And then we come home.
You didn't need me.
Amazing. Danny, have you got any comments about your time travelling? You went to a lot of different places, so can you go through maybe what was your favourite place to go?
I want to sit down.
Oh, you can sit here if you want.
No, it's alright. I'll sit here.
I'll stand.
I'll sit here. It's fine.
Okay.
Um,
We're coming to you in a second,
you
Grace,
asked me
don't
a lot
worry.
of questions in that. Any comments? Loved it. Best 3 months of my life. Very tiring. I definitely think I should have taken more than 2 days off work when I came back because I was very tired.
We were on the move like every day.
Yeah.
It was not like, I think it was really important that we took a day or two to just like fucking chill out.
Yeah,
because we
I
just
think
moved every day.
There's always a lot of pressure associated with travelling in that you have to do everything and you have to fit and do those in every day. But I don't think you need to. I think you burn out very quickly. So take time to chill.
Yeah, advice for you, hun.
Yeah.
Take our advice. Take a break.
Is that okay for a comment?
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
I'll go sit back down.
So, Grace.
Hi, Lewis.
Hi. So you've done a slightly different kind of world tour, let's call it. So you're just going around Europe, right?
Yes, just Europe. So me and Piper started in September.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're just going around all of the European countries. Not all of them, that would be very tiring. But yeah, just for 3 months. We just chose where we wanted to go.
So where have you been so far?
So we started in Madrid for a few days. Then we actually went to Ibiza for a week. So we partied a lot in that week. And then we headed to Barcelona, and then the south of France, and then up to Lyon in France. And then we went to Switzerland, and then travelled from the north to kind of like the middle of Italy. And then we flew over to Greece, and we spent a week in the Greek islands, which was beautiful, but the weather was terrible. And then we went up to Croatia. We started in Dubrovnik, and then we went to a little island called Hvar, which was beautiful. Hvar. And then we went over to Split and Zagreb, still in Croatia. And then we went to Budapest. Thank you, Piper, for the nod. We went to Budapest, which was amazing.
Do you say like Budapest or Budapest? How do you? Because there's a difference in
There's
it.
I don't do the Sean Connery version. I went to Budapest. It was lovely.
Oh my God.
Budapest. Budapest. Yeah, so I went to Budapest. And then we went to Vienna for a few days. And now we're in Prague, which is
Prague. And what do we love? We love Prague.
My throat's a bit like
So, do you? I know you still got a month left.
Yes.
But have you had any moments in the past 2 months? Is it that you've really like enjoyed? Like, what's been your favourite place? Your favourite thing to do? Things like that.
Do you know what? I'm really loving the places that I've been kind of surprised by. Like all of the places that I've had no expectations for. So like Lyon in France, I had the best time. We literally had like 3 nights there, but we had the best time. Like we went around the botanical gardens, and we did our first self-guided tour. So like you download this app, and then it gives you like clues, and like it, you know, like directs you to the next place. It was just amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, Budapest was another one of my faves.
Budapest.
You said you liked here as well because it was.
I love here as well. Yeah, really love here.
Yeah, it's been beautiful here.
Yeah, it's all of the places I've not been to before that I've been really surprised by, and I've absolutely loved it.
Yeah, this is a nice place.
And has there been like, I know for like, and this is kind of for both of you now, have you spent longer in certain places? Like, I know obviously when you're doing 3 months of travelling, have you done like an equal split of, okay, we're going to spend 4 days, or has it been like a week, 3 days, 2 days, 1?
For us, we did. I feel like we didn't. We stayed maybe in each place for 3 days, 4 days maybe each, which is why like it really felt like we were on the move all the fucking time.
But I think as well for you, like because of the time differences and all that kind of stuff, I bet that was really hard to like maneuver. Initially,
because we flew into Bangkok and it was like. To be fair, it wasn't that bad. We just had to time things really well. Yeah. And we had to just say, look, if we can't do the first night of, you know, outings and shit, then we won't. Just because it puts everything backwards almost, or it just you put off for everything else for the next week.
And obviously, you've had time differences as well, but like probably not as grand as the ones like for Asia and America and all that.
It's like it's an hour from the UK mostly. It was in Greece that it was 2 hours different.
Right, ahead or behind? Was that?
It's what?
Ahead or behind?
Piper.
Both.
I don't know about
everyone.
That.
All of them together in one.
Behind. We were ahead. We were ahead.
Thank you, Piper, in the studio.
Thanks, Piper.
And has it been difficult, like, trying to keep in contact with your family and, like, your friends? Because obviously, again, with the time differences, it's going to be, like, you send a text at this time, and actually it's a very different time in the UK, things like that. Has that been, like, hard?
I didn't really pressure myself to actually make a point to constantly contact family, because I think that was a point for me as well, was to, I suppose, like, in the nicest way possible, but, like, test my ability to separate myself from like Birmingham, from home, from family. So I kind of messaged maybe once a week. I don't even know, but but again, no pressure on it. But they're saying that we had like a difficult bump in our travel middle month period in Asia where everyone was really ill. So it was like we didn't want to really contact home at that point to worry anyone, but there was a period where we were like, we actually need to tell people that things are going on.
And how about you, like, with your contacts and stuff, Grace?
So, like, I'm keeping it, obviously I text my mum every day, but like, I'm terrible at replying to messages anyway. Right. So, like, all of my friends back home.
Yeah. So bad.
But, like, all of my friends at home, they're quite used to me not replying to messages for, like, weeks at a time. So, I'm not pressuring myself to, like, message everybody. But I think that's the reason. So, me and Piper have made an Instagram. So, it basically, we just kind of, like, post on the story, like wherever we are, so people can kind of see where we are.
Yeah.
Like we're just kind of like updating everybody in that way.
And you did that with the TikTok, didn't you? You made like a TikTok for your travels, didn't you?
It was not so much like I used to get a bit embarrassed telling people, oh my god, TikTok, because it was like I didn't want to be that kind of person. Do you know what I mean? But it really was purely for my memory, because my memory's fucking awful. So I knew that I just wouldn't remember anything. And there's literally times where I'm talking to family, like, or friends when I come back, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't even remember what I did. Let me look, and I can just quickly access it. And like my friends and family back at home whilst we were away were able to kind of catch up with what we were doing, because we weren't purposely keeping in contact. Not purposely, but we just weren't keeping in contact as much. So yeah, it's a good way to document it. Like.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, for us who weren't travelling, you know, those of us that can't travel, it was kind of nice, and it is nice still with you guys, to kind of live vicariously through you guys, to be like, I'm also with them, even though I'm not with them. I'm in
that's good
really
to
rainy
hear.
Birmingham.
We worried that we were going to annoy people, like
That's
posting
what we
every couple of
thought,
days.
No, I love it. Like, I think it's really nice to see where you guys are going, and because that also then gives me inspiration, like in the future, to go, they've been in this place, I really want to go there, and then I might look at this and this, and then I can go back. I've kind of got a document to go back.
Yeah,
TikTok, what I think anyway, TikTok's like fucking really good for just getting recommendations. Because even here, like whilst we've been here, Danny's been like on TikTok trying to find restaurants, or like there's just great for everything, isn't it? So like I think TikTok's good in general for that.
Yeah, and I think because you've got the kind of travel TikTok, you've seen probably more travel videos like on your For You page.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely like showing you more things about travel, and I think that then helps, because it's like, oh, actually, maybe you haven't looked at this certain place in Budapest, let's say, you've not seen this place in Mexico, but actually while you're there, it's like, oh, we've got time to do that. Let's go and have a look.
Yeah.
I think it's like really cool.
For sure.
Cool. Let's go on the break. I'm gonna tag the other two in.
That was good.
Okay.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
listeners.
thanks guys. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, back to you in the studio.
This is just I thought, no, do the ASMR.
Wait, hang on a minute.
Oh no, do this. Wait. Oh, that's a bit loud though.
I'm not gonna lie.
Everyone,
Shush. Wow.
Wait, can I hear it?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh, this would be so good. Shush. Oh yeah, that one. That.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh my gosh.
You better listen to this one.
Is that good? Yeah. Right, thanks guys. Have a nice night.
Hello everyone and welcome back. So we've taken a quick break. I've now got two other special guests in the hot seats. We have Danni and Piper. Please introduce yourselves. Danni, again, introduce yourself.
I'm the same Danni as before, but I'm Danni. I'm still 26. I'm originally from Stoke, but I now live in Gloucester, but I'm currently in Prague.
Thank you so much. And Piper.
Hi, I'm Piper. I'm 24 and I'm from London.
Amazing. So, again,
That's awful.
it's so unprofessional in the studio here in Prague. So,
There's sirens.
How is that? How rude.
We are opposite a police station, to be fair.
Is this the police?
Air raid time.
are we being raided? Oh my god. Again, question for both of you now.
I can close this window. The window is open.
Give me strength.
Do you want me to take you away?
Yeah. If that's an option.
Take it to KFC.
That's like, fucking hell, I didn't know.
The other one's open. It will stop.
If it's alright, it's okay.
No.
Look at it. There we go. So much better. You go for it now, guys.
Thank you so much, Eve. I really appreciate your
You've got a great
approval.
sound crew here at your podcast.
at this studio that I've got.
Amazing.
So again, this one's for both of you. So what were your kind of high moments of travelling? Like, what were some of your favourite places, favourite things to do, things like that? Danni, do you want to go first?
I think we should let Piper go first.
Piper,
I
let's
haven't
go
got an
first.
answer yet.
You're relying on me having an answer. I think just seeing everything, just going about, exploring, meeting people that you actually do get along with. Because obviously I hate Grace, so I don't know why I brought her here for 3 months. But yeah, it's there's too much to just pinpoint one exact thing that I really enjoy. When every country, it's the same. Like we're doing the same thing over and over again, but it's different.
Yeah.
Like it's just the same but different.
Different place, different like culture, different people, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Piper. And Danni?
Yeah, mine's going to be a similar answer. I don't think you can say like one place because everywhere is great for its own reason. Something that I've really enjoyed is just living life in the exact way that you want to live it.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that says you have to get up at a certain time. You know, at home you've got to go into work. You've got to like do things to just live. When you're away, you can literally live by any body clock. You know, you can stay up all night going out and sleep through the day, or the opposite. I think it's just having like no pressure to do anything and just living in the moment. And if you want to go and do something, if you meet people at a hostel and they say, do you want to come here with us, you can just go for it. And you know, you can just live in the moment. And I think it's something that I don't think we do that much at home, or at least I don't. So
yeah, because like, I mean, I've noticed, especially like being here, it's nice to not really have a routine, as you say. Like, it's nice to just be able to, sometimes we can wake up early and then go for breakfast, or sometimes we can stay in and do this and do that. I think not having that routine is quite nice. But I guess then it becomes hard because you then have 3 months of not having a routine. So then going back home, it's hard to then readjust and go back to like a normal routine.
I struggled.
Yeah.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, but I love routine. So as soon as we get home, I'm going to be doing the same thing every day again. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. Like, I think different people, because I quite like a routine as well, but it is kind of nice sometimes to deviate from that. And it's been nice, I mean, over the last 4 days to not really have any routine. But then when I go back, having my routine will be good again. So I think you and I are probably in the same
I was
position
like
there.
that. I fully would, and I still do enjoy being in a routine. But I think before I was very, very like strict with myself in everything, like even through school, through uni, work and everything. I didn't really give myself that much time to enjoy some moments. I just kind of always strove for the next thing. Whereas being away and just having time to just think about things and live in the moment, that's what I mean by the lack of routine. Like, I do like being in a routine, but certainly I did struggle when I first came back, definitely. Yeah. I'm partly jet lagged and partly just so tired, but equally then I just kind of, when that first day I had to get up to go to work was hard.
Yeah, definitely. I think that would be the hardest, that's the thing, that might be the hardest thing for me, because it's like, I would be away for so long, having to then go back into the routine of, okay, getting up, going to work, and seeing people you've not seen in 3 months, and then you've got all that conversation to have with them, and you kind of got to catch everyone up on everything, but then obviously not everyone's going to be there at the same time, so essentially you're then having the same conversation 3, 4, 5 or more times.
And that's why I'm not going back to work till January.
Yeah, at least you've got a bit of time now, because then people can ask about Christmas, and then it's like, oh yeah, I went travelling as well, but that's not that important, you know. But I think it would be difficult to kind of be in that routine as well. Obviously, you've still got another month, so it's going to be nice for you to still have that month and then be able to kind of relax until January and stuff. But I think I'd find it really difficult as well. As I said to Eve, like, I think the jet lag thing would really throw me.
Jet lagged, yeah, I really struggle with that, especially going from Mexico to Japan. No, not Japan, Thailand.
Just throwing in, she's going to Japan next year, you know.
But we literally went from 8 hours behind to 8 hours in front.
Oh, God.
So it's literally like you're changing complete days.
Yeah.
And we like lost a day. We came back to England for a few days, which I don't know if it was better or worse, because then we kind of just started to get used to that and then out again.
Right.
So yeah, the jet lag, Eve was a lot better than me. I really struggled with jet lag. I don't know why. But I guess now, I've never been jet lagged before, so I think maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But I guess if I went away again, I know now not to like go and nap whenever you're tired, because that was my mistake. I just slept.
Yeah, definitely.
And I had an 8-hour nap in the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jeez,
yeah.
that's just asleep at that point.
Yeah, it completely messed me up, but all good.
Nice. I did have a question for you, Pipe, but it's just gone out of my head. Hold on. Oh, yes, I remember. I know. I think you have done the same, Danny, but I know that you've been on a lot of trains that have taken other than sleeper trains, like day-long trains, things like that. Have they been difficult to kind of manoeuvre because you're stuck in the same place? I mean, for me, I can't do a train for more than like a couple of hours. So I think being on a train like that would be really difficult. Has that been hard for you to kind of manoeuvre or things like that?
So when we first started getting our trains, it was the longest we did was about 4 hours, I think. And then by the time we got to Split, we had to get a 7-hour train to Zagreb.
Oh.
And we were both absolutely shattered. So we slept for about 4 hours of that, which made it just fly by. But now any train that's like less than 3 hours, we're like, oh my God, it's a blink of the eye.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's a breeze.
But I mean, Grace sleeps on most of them. She sleeps anywhere.
I can sleep
Yeah, I'm usually either on TikTok watching something on my phone, or the past couple we've been using them to do some of like our journaling and our books.
Yeah.
But if the train's moving too much, then that makes Grace angry because she can't write neat.
So you should see some of the pages, they're ridiculous. It's just scribbles all the way down.
Mine are illegible anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. But yeah, like we did a 9-hour ferry from Ibiza to Barcelona, but it was overnight. That's our only overnight thing that we've done so far, and we literally just slept for the entirety of that.
Oh, nice. And was it similar to you? Like
we had a sleeper train like day 3 in Asia, and that was like 13-hour train. But they did we got on at like 7 p.m. and then they collapsed the seats, so you had a proper bed and it's essentially like being in a hostel. So that was fine. But then we had a lot of sleeper buses, which was so much worse.
Oh, okay.
Imagine literally like being on a normal bus that had slightly reclined but not comfortably reclined. And we were on there through the day for like between 10 and 13 hours.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's not like you could really sleep either, because if it was through the night it'd be easier. But
And then I'd guess because you're on a bus or a train or something, like, it's quite a confined space.
Mhm.
So I'd assume that it's really sweaty and hot.
No toilets.
Oh, there's no toilets at all?
No toilets.
I'm done. I'm out.
And there was so we pretty much, so this is when we were on our group tour, so half the bus we pretty much knew from our tour, but then there was loads of locals as well, and there would be like tiny aisles, like far thinner than like a normal bus, and people would sleep there too. So they'd like bring a little bit of foam out and people would sleep there.
How does it work if there's no toilets then? Because
they just stop the services and you get off.
Oh, on the train or on the bus?
No, this is on a bus.
Oh, on the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the train had a toilet.
I was going to say, I thought you meant on all of them. I was like, that's not feasible, because...
Would have died.
Well, that's the thing, some of us, myself included, need to wee quite a lot. And I think I'd find that really hard.
And this is when a lot of people are ill as well, so sometimes it's not just wheeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's other things too. Liquid shit.
I wasn't going to say it, Piper, but that is.
I was like, sometimes it's other things too. Piper was like, liquid shit.
On that note.
I need
the toilet.
I need to go for the liquid shit myself.
James.
Go now.
Eve wants to come on.
Oh, come on. Let's get everyone in.
Yeah.
Let's get all the troops in. Come on.
It's really hard to not add to the conversation. I'm like,
I was struggling.
You did really well.
So hard.
Bring over the little table.
I'll kneel before you all.
Right, we're all gathered.
We're all gathered here today
to witness the.
So, any comments?
I smell like coffee so bad right now. I'm just really.
That might be because you said coffee.
Anything to do with
I know, but like, I'm just aware that we're breathing all over each other right now.
It's okay, we all smell like coffee.
We're all friends. I don't.
Yeah.
So don't tarnish me with the same much for us. Yeah.
I've got some questions.
Go on, Eve.
If you don't mind.
Take it away.
Co-host. Take it away, Renee.
Reese, you're out of a job.
Did you have any experiences where you were like, shit, like we're either not safe or like, shit, we need to kind of get out of this situation?
We were in Lyon and we were trying to find this like open park thing, and Grace was like, let's just look at this shop window. So we turned to look at this shop window, and it was men's suits. And then the guy that was like walking behind us also stopped to look at this window. So both of us just looked at each other and just 180'd and went back in the opposite direction.
We ran away. It was terrifying. You know when you can just feel somebody behind you?
Yeah.
And like, I didn't know. I feel like you've got to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, anywhere. Yeah.
Anywhere, yeah. So like the fact that we were in a place that we didn't know, it was getting dark, and I could feel somebody behind us. And I was like, oh, Piper, I just need to look in this window for a second. And obviously, like, me not realising it was men's suits, obviously I was not looking at men's suits. But yeah, when he stopped as well, we were like, oh my God.
We just made eye contact.
So
and
literally just like,
God.
yeah, we had like an internal conversation, didn't we? And just pegged it.
Run!
Yeah. Zagreb was a little bit terrifying as well, wasn't it? The streets were a little bit scary, but nowhere like, there's not been like a hostel where we felt unsafe or like we've met some really lovely people as well, so we've not met anybody that we felt really unsafe with.
You're safer in numbers as well, aren't you? Especially at a hostel.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say that. I was going to be like, you've all met people whilst travelling, so even in locations that might be, slightly less safe than others, I guess it's nice that you have had those other people there to kind of be like, okay,
Yeah.
we have each other. We're in a group of like more than 2 of us, let's say,
Yeah.
and we feel a lot safer because there's other people here. Has
Because
that been the same?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
how's
yeah,
it been?
Everyone's in the same boat mostly. I mean, we have had like the odd old grandpa that's minutes away from death in our
We've always got
hostel room,
granddads
but-
in them.
But like mostly,
That's so nice to
2
hear.
minutes away from and here we go.
I've been
2.
practicing my first
What
aid
an
in
honour
my
for him
head.
to
like,
lie next to you guys in the
terrifying.
hostel.
Oh, we slept in denim shorts.
Denim shorts.
Nothing but a
No
pair of cut-off
way.
denim
Wait, you
shorts.
slept in denim
No,
shorts?
no,
You
it's
did?
the old grandpa.
Raw hem denim shorts.
Oh no.
So, but he looked like he was having a whale of a
Oh,
time.
you too,
Do you
right?
know
Fair
what I
enough.
mean?
Yeah.
But mostly everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah.
Like, you know, going travelling or on a little holiday or whatever. So you do feel generally safe, like with who you are with.
Thanks for that answer. Then.
What about you?
To be honest, I'd say more so the one place that shocked me, and I don't know why. I guess I get it now, but like Mexico was really like what I was finding from like children to women to men, any age was like we were getting comments on the street of like or like whistled or like even just stares, and I think. And I found that really uncomfortable anyway because it makes me angry. Like if I was in England and that happened, maybe you get it, but it's not as regular. You get it maybe once and you're like, oh, whatever, fuck off. Like you don't even say it unless you get quite a few that day. You go, all right, fuck off. Here, we were there for 2 weeks and it was just the anger was building. The stress of it because I was so uncomfortable because there's so many people that are like, oh, Lenny, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I can't even,
Like what? Sorry, you.
I like it.
I can't whistle. I wish I could, but it was just I just naturally felt really uncomfortable, and I think also in Mexico, I mean, you could probably say this, but like the police were quite corrupt over there.
Yeah,
so.
we were warned by the police, and I feel like when you go to a country where you know there's a corrupt police system, it is like often a bit more scary, but. It didn't bother me as much as you, did it? I just was like, whatever. Like, when you go to another country, you can't expect it to be like your country, and that was just one of the things that came with it. But yeah, I think probably the least safe was Mexico.
Yeah.
And we were also there on our own. I think that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Like we obviously stayed in hostels, but we were less, like we made friends, but we didn't like go out with loads of people every day. We did a lot of things, just the 2 of us. I think when it's just 2 girls, it's a little, you know.
We were
daunting, isn't it?
with the whole police situation. Like it was an interesting, it's terrifying, but they were saying that police can just pull up next to you and like pull you into their car and go, right, you're coming with me for no, like there's no reason given. They can just take you, drive you into the middle of like the woods or the jungle, whatever the fuck it is, and literally just strip you, take everything you've got and leave you there.
Jesus.
And whether they like, I don't know, kill you or whatever, I don't know, but like I remember that was a story we were told by this really high girl that was sat by the pool. She was like, you need to be careful about the police, and we're like, okay, whatever. And weirdly enough, the 2 lads that we were staying in a hostel with that night, it kind of almost happened to them. They were walking back from a club, and a female police officer pulled up with a male officer and tried to drag them in the car. And because they heard that story, they legged it. They absolutely like darted for it. And then we got to the hostel and they said, open the doors. And the hostel were like, what's wrong? And they were like, these police officers are trying to like, you know, and they were like, oh yeah, it happens almost every night. So yeah, it's fine. So it wasn't even like a reaction to it. It wasn't like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It was like, yeah, it's fine, it happens. So when we were speaking
that's not a well-known thing, is it? Like we were told by just a random girl that was staying at the hostel. I feel like if that is something that happens every night, that's the kind of thing that you want in your welcome pack.
Welcome to Mexico, you're going to get stopped by the police.
Yeah, I want the Wi-Fi password and the warning about the police. Because
also
that is if I got stopped by the police, you just instinctively would stop.
Especially as like a solo female traveller. But also, I think what was weird is that the 2 lads, when it happened, they said to us, oh, by the way, apparently the story is that girls are fine. It's just lads. So you guys are safe. And I was like, I still don't feel safe.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Hearing that story, even if they say, oh yeah, it only happens to guys, that doesn't mean it's never going to happen to a woman.
Put your mind
because we were walking around at night and like it was, you know, I don't know, like we were just so
didn't
aware.
think any different of it. Like, you know, if you only go to like Greece, for example, which is where I was going on holiday before, I just wouldn't even think twice about walking back. Whereas then, that was day 2 of Mexico. We were there for 14 days. And every night then I was like, let's get a taxi back. Let's make sure we walk with a big grief or whatever, because it is scary.
That's the story.
Yeah. Any other
Thanks for
questions,
that.
co-host?
Yeah, co-host, do you want to
Oh,
take
me
any more?
something? No, I'm good, thank you. No, I've got, it'll come to me in a minute. But.
I mean, we all have a laugh and a joke all the time about, like, different, like, stories, anecdotes, things like that. Have there been any, like, funny things that you remembered from travelling? I mean, again, I know you guys have got a month left, so things could happen in this month. But in the last, like, few months that you've been travelling, has there been anything, like, really funny that stuck out to you? Or for you guys, when you went travelling, was there anything funny that stuck out to you?
There's stories.
It definitely is.
There's
Sometimes I don't know
stories.
whether it's one of them that you have to be there, you know, because
Yeah.
sometimes I tell people and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
It was funny, I promise.
It was like when me and Piper showed you our TikTok and we were absolutely, we've been telling about it for like 3 weeks, like, oh my god, I can't wait to see it. But we were like, but they don't even, it's not even that funny because they weren't there. Do you know what I mean?
It is.
Yeah.
Like so many funny things have happened.
Oh, was that the TikTok of you guys dancing?
Yeah. And you guys didn't even,
Is that
I was like, okay, so shall we go out now then? Okay, that's the
But it was
funniest thing that's ever happened to us.
wow,
but yeah.
that was really good dance.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I was more like story based. Like we went to Angkor Wat and we got lost.
Angkor what?
Angkor Wat. And it was like the one of the like tourist attractions is that because obviously like I don't know what's the Tomb Raider was filmed there with like
Oh yeah.
what's Angelina
Lara Croft
Jolie?
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that was it, Angelina Jolie. Yeah, and yeah, this like you know it's like a tourist attraction for that, and also because it's just this old abandoned temple, and we just got lost in the temple and we separated from our group, not you know on purpose, and we ended up in like the pits of Angkor Wat, and we were getting bit by red ants, and we like felt like we were in this fucking movie. But it was a situation where we try really hard to describe it in so much detail and stress how funny it really was, and then people are like,
And people just look at you and just
Yeah.
blink, and they're like, ah,
Yeah.
When we tell the story, we didn't actually get lost through like our own fault. We were recording videos pretending to get like be in Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
So we were like, we were messing around. We like set up a camera. And then we were like, oh my god, where's the group?
Yeah, we just did it for like an hour, just like
We just completely lost track of time.
Yeah.
Like we had no idea what we were doing. And then we found someone that worked there and went, have you seen this trip? And he went, yeah, everyone went that way.
completely pointed the wrong
And it
fucking
w-
direction.
that's
Everyone
the way we
went.
went.
Don't
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And then that's when we went down a restricted route.
Yeah.
oh damn.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, but
The
stories like
restricted
that.
section.
And
I
you
also
guys
feel like-
have been any? Oh,
I was
go on,
gonna say,
Eve.
I also feel like the only I can't think of examples, but like the translation issues sometimes are quite funny. Like when you're trying to describe to someone that I want this, but they're like, huh? Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I guess that's different because obviously, like in a lot of European countries, they do speak English.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
That we
See,
haven't
yeah.
had too many
course.
problems with it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been the odd one in like the shop or whatever.
It was in Montpellier when we were staying in an Airbnb and we tried to get his attention and I went, bonjour.
We were staying with these two people, and obviously like that stay in the Airbnb, like it's their house and they just rent out a room. And it was the morning of like checkout. It was like 5 to 11. They wanted us checked out by 11, and we could hear him in another room, but it was his bedroom, so I wasn't going to knock on the door. So I went, what did I say?
You said bonjour.
I was like, bonjour. And then
It
obviously it was kind of like,
petite French accent.
yeah, and then it was kind of like we could hear a bit of like rustling around the room as if he'd heard something but was waiting for something
Like
else.
the TV stopped.
Yeah. And then she went, bonjour.
I was
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
I was so stressed. It came out so British.
Bonjour.
That's literally you, though.
Yeah.
It's just you. Can you fucking hurry up, later? I'm waiting outside. Fucking hell.
I guess then also as well because like I say we know a bit more European. That's probably the wrong thing to say, but we do know like French a little bit. and
Well,
things
that's the
like that.
thing, isn't it? Yeah, like French, Spanish. It's what you kind of like learn at school, isn't
Yeah.
it? Do you know
Whereas
what I mean?
it's
So you're a
probably
bit familiar.
Yeah,
Being
you
quite
don't,
difficult
you
for
don't learn Vietnamese at school.
Yeah, exactly.
enough.
There's
What a
six,
shame.
I think, is it 66 characters or 64 characters in the Vietnamese alphabet?
Jeez.
Letters rather.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is.
And also,
yeah.
you don't want to like make it up in case you sound quite
There was
racist.
one, what was the what were the hello and goodbyes? One was like
I don't know.
one was
now.
like gamma. Or gamma.
Yeah,
gamma,
no, that's cheers.
Which is like come on, like
That's
come
like
come on.
thanks.
Was it? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was. I
That's
can't
in
remember. But yeah,
Vietnamese.
there's
But
too much.
to be fair, we part of Asia we did with a tour guide. Well,
Okay.
So and they all could speak
Yeah, that's
fluent English and their language, obviously. So if ever there was any issues, which there were,
Quite often.
They could intercept and help out and stuff. So I don't really feel like we felt Bali was probably like the hardest to navigate because even in Mexico you speak Spanish and you can kind of understand like what signs say and stuff. And then America, I think they speak British. Yeah.
British.
They speak American.
They speak American.
Morocco. Oh man. Should we have another break so we can get a drink and stuff? BRB. When I point at you, say something so that I can do a sound check.
Something.
Thanks,
Something.
Chris.
Something.
Thank you.
Summing.
Thank you.
Summing.
Amazing.
Summing.
Right.
I love a bit of
So on a
summing.
scale of 1 to 10, how much are you enjoying yourself right now?
4.
I'm not surprised.
I hope that was recorded.
So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to open the floor. I know that, Grace, as you have the list open already, you've been making a ranking of different tigers across the world.
Yeah.
So would you like
Not to be mistaken with the club.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not the club.
or the poem by
the-
whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
No, I don't know that either.
I
Anyway,
think
so
we'll make that up.
There
don't
was a
worry
poem
about that,
called
Lewis.
Tiger
Okay,
Tiger
it's
anyway.
okay. We can cut that out, don't worry. But yeah, so every time me and Piper have gone to somewhere new, a new city, a new country, we've found a tiger shop, and I don't know if everybody knows what it is, you know,
Love
all the
tiger.
listeners.
Flying Tiger Copenhagen.
Yes, exactly. So they just sell loads of they sell loads of like really rubbish things that you don't really need but you really want.
Like stationery as
Yeah,
well.
stationery, home
Boxes.
stuff, yeah, boxes.
I like the little trolleys, the mini trolleys.
the trolleys
that
and
you
the
put on desk.
baskets.
Yeah.
So
Like,
I-
I don't know what I'd put in it.
Three
I don't
colours.
have one. I'd like one.
Yeah, they're really
Oh,
impractical, but
Yeah,
I like
Christmas.
them.
Go on, Christmas present.
Christmas.
me.
I'm
Yeah.
already getting you oil for
What,
Christmas.
bottle of
guys.
oil?
I didn't know
Yeah, we're
that.
getting
yeah.
you crisp and
So I can
fried.
fry my own shit. Yeah, fair.
But yeah, so every time we've gone to somewhere new, we've kind of like stumbled across one, and we've just gone in just to like, you know, because we love the store, so like
Little
we want to
goosey
see what
gander.
it's like in other places. So we've been, we thought it'd be quite like cute to rank all of the places we've been to, more for like personal, like our personal views of it. So our favourite one, I'm gonna. Oh no, should I
No,
start
go
from the
from the
bottom?
bottom
I'll
up,
start from the
yeah.
bottom actually. Yeah.
Do you want to do it like Watch Mojo style?
How many? Have
Welcome
you
to
got?
Watch Mojo.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was
11.
You got 11.
I've got 11, unfortunately. So
Oh,
it's
that's fine.
I'll start at 11. Is
Okay,
that
that's fine.
Okay, so the worst one we've been into was Vienna. Purely, but I think that might have been our mental states at the time. We were just really, we were stressing. We were trying to find Halloween outfits 2 days before Halloween. So I can't remember what I got.
Vienna was shit.
Vienna was shit.
I'm sorry to any Viennese listeners.
No.
There's no listeners from
No,
Vienna.
it's just the tiger that was shit. No, I think it was because we were so stressed out trying to find a Halloween outfit. There was nothing left. And yeah, we were just in a really, really bad mood. So I think that might have had something to do with it. But it just wasn't. It didn't have a great feel, did it?
No.
So the next one I've put. So I've got a little notes on my phone. I've put Montpellier, but I can't remember it, so it can't have been that special. So that's the reason why you want number 10.
Perfectly.
Montpellier.
I love that.
So anyway, next on the list is Venice. It had no one-way system, which obviously stresses me
Oh
and
my
Piper out so
gosh,
much.
yeah.
Because that's the whole point
That's
of
the
Tiger,
whole
isn't
point,
it?
I was gonna
You
say,
go
yeah.
round one way,
That's the
Come
selling
to
you end
point
up in
of
cash desk.
Tiger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's when it kind of like starts through the cash registers, and then people just they just absolutely
Yeah,
fuck
I
it.
don't
I don't know
like
if it's
that.
because we're in Europe. They drive on the wrong side of the road, not the wrong
They
side,
don't
of the, road,
like
the
a
other
queue,
side of the
do
road. They hate queues. Yeah, definitely. So yeah.
So
I
you and
put-
your British self were like, where's the queue?
yeah, I was like,
Where's the queue
anytime
stop?
there's a queue, I'd just join it. But it's actually not a queue, it's just standing around. But then, so I've just put it was hectic AF.
Uh-huh.
But it had a
Just
very
join
good
a
music
queue.
selection though.
Right.
Yeah, so that was all right. That was why it wasn't last.
Brill.
So Athens is number 8. It was basically empty. But we were excited because
Yeah.
it had 2 floors.
Oh.
But we got upstairs. It was
Shelves and
literally just
nothing.
completely empty. Everything
Oh.
like there was a few little shelves of like reduced stuff. But that was because it was all broken and rubbish and stuff, wasn't it? It was like
Like they had slime, and when you opened it up,
love
it was
slime.
solid.
it was
like
just a solid brick of
And
slime.
they were still trying to sell it.
Sell it for €1. I'm not
Do you know
paying
what?
€1
I'd have
for
still
that.
bought that.
Are you
I'd have
crazy?
actually still
Are you
got
mad?
that.
Oh my god.
So next is Bern. It was a tiny one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the
Bern.
train station.
Where's Bern?
In Switzerland.
Ah, okay.
Literally, it was like we found it in a train station. It was absolutely tiny. It was all right though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It had some nice stuff in there.
They had a lot of thermal hats and scarves.
Yeah,
and stuff like
which
that.
we should have bought really because we're
Yeah.
cold now.
We have a hat now. It's fine.
We haven't had that yet. That's true. Okay, Rome. I put it was small but respectable. Okay, this is why it's
Okay.
number 6. We had a guest with us actually. That was Jake. Shout out to Jake. He was with us and he enjoyed it as well. Actually.
He did.
There wasn't 2 floors in there. Piper didn't like the layout though. I put. There was kind of too many. You know how it's usually just one way round.
Yeah,
It had like
you could dart
islands.
through.
Yeah.
Not enjoyable.
No, so Piper didn't like that bit. Number 5 was Florence. We initially thought it would be a nightmare, but actually quite enjoyable with good music. They played Ghostbusters.
Was that another one that we took Jake into?
No, I don't think we did actually. Possibly.
Oh no, we went in that one before we went out with
We
Jake.
did, yeah. And then they played that Area 51 song, you know, the... Twice we've heard that now, isn't it? So yeah, that one was an alright one. Madrid, that had 2 floors. That was just a really nice feel.
What rank
That was our first one.
So Madrid was 4. Yeah, that was the
Okay.
first one we had visited on the trip.
Top 3.
Yeah, so we're getting close now.
God, yeah.
This is exciting.
It's
Yeah,
exciting.
can't wait.
So yeah, Madrid was nice. You know, shelves were full. Just had a really nice feel to it.
Do all these places have aircon?
The hot countries did, yes.
Yeah.
They weren't. Yeah, I wasn't sweating.
I feel like there's nothing worse than going into a shop and just be like, especially in a hot place and just being like fucking sweating.
Oh yeah, no. All of the hot places definitely. It was cool in there. Yeah,
too
definitely.
right.
Oh, I should have mentioned the temperature, shouldn't I?
No, it's okay, don't worry.
That's
Missing
all right.
that, yeah.
Can you start
Listen,
again?
I didn't
Rejig your ranking
I didn't think I'd
based
be
on
putting up this on the
aircon.
internet. I didn't make that good notes. Okay, so now we're in the top 3.
Amazing.
Do you know what? Prague was actually top 3.
Really?
Nice.
We love Prague.
We love Prague.
Is this too loud?
No, it's fine. I can
Okay.
reduce it.
Oh, that's
Cool.
fine. Prague was really good. It had a really good layout, we thought. Very good one-way system. And I put in capital letters, Christmas selection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've hit November now, guys.
Yeah.
It's officially Christmas.
It is Christmas.
Yeah.
And we're here for it. So we loved the selection that they had. They had like fancy dress and stuff. Well, yeah.
I'm sat here in my Christmas pajamas.
Yeah,
It's
so
officially Christmas, guys.
2nd of November.
Second in it was first actually.
Yeah, I think I bought this on the
Yes,
On the
first.
first. Christmas came early for
Halloween.
So there was loads of fancy dress stuff like Christmas, like gift ideas, which was really lovely. I bought some Christmas socks and some spiders actually, but that was more for
You for
Halloween.
doing that. That's
They were
horrible.
glow in the dark. What can I do?
Yeah, but she's still got the
Couldn't
eyelash
care,
glue
love.
on her arm.
Okay.
I tell you what, I was
Oh
literally
my
going to
God.
ask about that as
What
well.
that
I
was.
was going to ask, but I didn't know. I didn't want to
That's
embarrass
true.
you.
What's that, Ivan?
Bit me. You probably did, to be fair, but that's
I
not
probably did
nice.
at some point.
Yeah, so I stuck loads of spiders on me. But anyway, so yeah, no, they had the Christmas selection and quite a good Halloween selection.
Yeah.
Still. So they were
Still.
kind of, you know,
Still.
Still. And then I put that we had guests there. We had three extra guests, so that was lovely.
Who were they?
3
Added
special
to-
guests.
No, I'm not going to use that word. We had 3 guests.
It was Louise, Donna, and Emma.
They sound cool.
Yeah, they're cooler than you guys. So number 2 is Barcelona. I put it was ducking huge. It was absolutely huge, wasn't it? It was honestly
Yeah.
like a warehouse. I swear, it went on for miles.
Did
It
it?
did.
And it
Was it
sli-
miles then?
It was physically miles.
Is this
It took
the
20
same as when you
minutes to
say?
swan in.
Is this the same when you say it the other day and it was actually like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
It was 1998.
I was born then. I was
I
born the
know,
other
that's
day.
why I said 1998, because you're
Well
born then.
done. Yeah, we had a few little shelves that were a little bit empty, but because it was so huge, you didn't
made up for
notice.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it not a bit too spread out though?
I feel like it could be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
It can, but I think because it wasn't too full. Do you know what I mean? And there wasn't anybody in there.
No.
Oh,
It
right.
was empty.
You had it all to yourself.
And we did, yeah.
you?
And boy, did we make the most of it.
Yeah.
We were in there for hours.
See why it's so highly ranked?
Yeah. We just.
Before we do number 1, should we do a little bit of a drum roll?
Tweet. How do you interact with your listeners? Tweet what you think the answer
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Like, subscribe and share.
Hashtag whatever you think the best European tiger
Tiger
was.
is.
Yeah.
Hashtag European Tiger #1.
Yeah.
I think we can get that trending.
Let's
you know?
get it trending.
Hashtag European tiger #1.
Okay, let's get that
So
trending,
far.
Get
guys.
it trending, everyone.
Do we want to say the answer now or at the end?
What of the drum roll?
No.
No, we can say it now. Just say it now. We can say it now.
Then we'll do the drum roll.
We've done the drum roll now, though. She's going to say it.
I'm not doing a drum roll again.
And number
I'm going to say it in
one.
a funny voice. Milan!
Milan.
Yeah.
Milan.
Milan. Nuggets.
It had no cakes.
Actually,
Last dagger.
It didn't do it. It had capes.
It had cake.
It had cake.
So yeah, the first one was Milan. We just thought that had the best layout. It had kind of like different rooms that you could go into, like different sections of the shop. And we just thought that was really nice. And then I put that there was an incredible Halloween section.
Yeah.
Because that was at like the beginning of when Halloween was starting
It was
to
the start of
pop up.
October.
It
Right.
was, yeah. So we were getting really excited. So, and also in there, I bought a. So basically, on this trip, I found out that I really like bananas. Actually, I really love.
Do you know what? I'm
bananas.
so glad that you've tried, because you're so picky with your
I am
food.
so
So I
picky
feel
with
like
food.
I'm so glad that you finally
I'm
found
happy you've had that awakening.
Yeah, I have honestly.
She's obsessed.
I've come across.
Yeah.
It's taken a 3-month trip around Europe to realise I like bananas.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
actually concerned.
Yeah, it is. It was concerning, but you know, I'm back on track now.
She almost bit my head off this morning when I was.
I just had one yesterday. What are you
she's like,
expecting
she's
to
like,
do?
I've not had one in 24 hours. I was like, okay.
Grace is shaking. She's got withdrawal symptoms.
So to document the fact that I really love bananas now, I bought a tote bag with a banana on it.
Nice.
Love that.
So I bought that in that shop.
Yeah.
So
And I
that was-
bought a bum bag.
Yeah, Piper bought a really lovely bum bag as well.
Nice.
So and we
Fun.
really liked that one. We were in a really good like mental state. Like we were having a good time. And yeah, just I think overall, I think
That was great.
Thank you so much for that.
done.
Now,
very well.
even Danny, I come to you with a very similar question. I know that you guys have done rankings of McDonald's around
Do
the
you know
world.
what?
We haven't ranked them
It's,
really.
well,
have we?
well, I'll give you my opinions of
Alright.
it. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm a bit like, I'm a fan of Mackey's. Anyone that knows me knows that Mackey's is life. So,
Chipotle is my life.
McDonald's in my life.
I do this really boring thing that people say to me, "Oh, you're a Mackey's fan. Like, what do you have?" Like, expecting me
You're a
to have
Mackey's
this
fan.
really...
Name 3 songs.
They're their top 5 albums.
And they expect me to have like this really unique food order, and it's not. It's like my order is a chicken sandwich meal with Coke, no ice, chips, medium. I'm not gonna go large because I waste it. Like, that's my
Solid.
order.
That's
And
a
maybe
solid
nubs
order.
on the side. You know, maybe whatever. Because I like to have Mackey's for
Maybe
breakfast.
nuggets on the side.
Nuggets.
No, definitely nuggets on the side. Share a box 20 if I need breakfast for the next
day,
morning. Yeah. So
Cold.
planned out.
You're
But
now different people because that 20 bucks is gone. It's gone if I'm
Like that
eating it.
croissant.
Gone.
I literally made that
Disappearing
croissant so quick. It was like less than a minute long.
That's Harry Potter.
You want to see a magic trick, huh? See how fast I can eat this motherfucking croissant.
Sorry, carry on. Ian.
So the plan for kind of the 3-month trip was wherever I go, like I'm gonna order the exact same thing because it's fair, isn't it? No bias,
Exactly.
like it's all good. So anyway, basically, I'll just give some loose opinions. So like, Vietnam, everywhere, bar, I think it was Cambodia. Was it Bali?
Cambodia didn't have any.
Oh yeah, Cambodia, fucking arse. They didn't have any. They didn't.
Any Cambodian people listen to this? She did not mean you.
Lewis, do
She
you know
just meant
one
McDonald's.
from Cambodia is listening to this.
Do you know what? It was so mad because we went for the middle month for Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam, or Vietnam, Cambodia. We went on a group tour with like 23 people, and everyone then figured out they like caught on quite quick that I'm the Mackey's kind of girl. So when we got,
I'm the Mackey's girl.
Hashtag no ads.
but when we got to Cambodia, we met our tour guide for Cambodia, and then literally the first thing that he came up to me and went, "Eve, I'm so sorry, but there's no McDonald's." I was like,
He
"You
threw a hissy fit.
arseholes."
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
What do you mean?
I was so upset. But basically, thanks for that, Grace. Yeah, so Bali, but I think it was Bali that had the closest Mackey's to England. And when I say that, I mean like fake chicken kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm used to eating shit at McDonald's. Do you know the McChicken sandwich burger? Like the chicken itself is like fake kind of chicken.
It's
not
chicken
like
nugget chicken.
It's like chicken nugget chicken. It's like not fresh chicken.
It's not like when you break it
like
apart and it gets
breast.
stringy.
Yeah.
It's just
So it wasn't made like a chicken breast or a chicken thigh.
no,
things like
it's like a mushed up kind of So, but like, don't get me wrong. I'll speak shit about it, but that's what I'm used to. That's my life. I know that's what I like.
So you've been brought up
I've
on.
adjusted to that. Yeah, that's what it is. I've been brought up on. Yeah, it is.
Shout out, Deb.
Shout out Deb and Tony. Thanks. Anyway, so I kind of was looking for somewhere that was similar almost. I could be like, I would like to compare. So Bali was quite similar. It had that kind of fake chicken, which was quite nice. Everywhere else had really fresh chicken, which I guess everyone else would probably really like. Probably better, much healthier.
No, Mexico was fake.
And Mexico was definitely the lowest ranking. Number one, the woman behind that fucking counter. What a cow she was.
To be fair, you don't ever order something as it comes. You did say, I want them. Firstly, they didn't have chicken sandwiches.
Oh, so that set me
so
up.
that's
Yeah,
so already.
I was
can
already
imagine
upset from
Eve was
that.
red in the face, and then
Steam coming out of her ears.
and then she ordered something that was similar, but then she was like, "But can I get no pickles? But can I get lettuce?" And she was obviously Spanish, like while we were in Mexico.
Or
she didn't
flat
understand
cheese. Or
you.
flat cheese.
Wow,
flat cheese.
she
Coming for you.
you were in her country and you were like, "How does she not speak English?"
Oh, Eve, man.
Excuse me, do you not speak English at all? What do you mean we're in Mexico? Well, I'm English.
So yeah, we were off on a bad foot, and
you know
then
what she was
the
telling
food
me off
didn't
for as
make
well?
it up.
Not speaking Mexican.
No, she kept telling me to put my mask back on.
Yeah, because
Oh,
they had a rule to wear a face
But I was
mask,
like, I
and
need
Eve
to
was
talk to
like,
you.
What's this thing?
Watch
she
me.
was
Watch
really
me.
teasing them.
Watch me, bitch.
So yeah, it just you got off
It
on the
wasn't
wrong
a great
foot,
start.
didn't you?
Yeah, no, it wasn't great.
I think even if that burger was amazing, you'd have said.
but the
average.
burger itself, lowest ranking. I can't.
No, it wasn't
The
good.
service
I had a
was
Big
shit.
Mac. My Big Mac was awful.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
yeah.
It wasn't great. The burger actually came, so the chicken burger, and it didn't even come with. Did it come with sauce? I don't think it came with sauce.
No, because you asked for it plain.
Oh.
And then she went,
Why
well,
would
I
I?
wanted sauce.
So basically, what you're saying is, I am now not going to be able to go to Mexico next year because you have spoken nothing but shit about the Mexican McDonald's on
I
this
don't
podcast.
remember that. I don't remember not asking for sauce, but
No,
yeah.
you asked for plain.
Yeah, plain means no sauce.
Yeah, but when I say plain, I mean no fucking gherkins.
No, that's
You say no gherkins.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
You dumb bum.
Plain
dumb.
means literally bread and chicken.
In fact, should we get the listeners on board? What do you think
Hashtag
plain
plain.
is?
What is plain to you?
If someone said to you, I want this thing plain, does that mean no sauce?
No sauce, no lettuce.
Of course it means no sauce. Like a staple thing for different
Well, that's
people.
what she was literally. She was
No
like,
cheese?
it doesn't even
Could
have
be a
mayo.
She was throwing tables, she was like punching. That's it, I wanted sauce. I'm a plain bag.
Honestly, I've never seen anger like
Fucking
Yeah,
it.
but
hell.
I always say, because I'm like you, I like to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
things, you know, without all of the crap
Yeah.
that comes inside of it. But I'll say plain with ketchup.
It was dry as fuck.
You had no sauce in it, Eve.
It was so dry.
But that's what I mean. I'll specify that I still need the sauce in
Yeah.
it.
And do you
But
know
I
that
need it
little
plain.
girl, what I remember from that one as well,
That
because I
little
was already a little bit
Like
like...
the woman behind
Here
the
we
counter.
go.
little girl, no. No, I was already a bit worked up anyway. And
You're looking very worked up.
I was going to
Actually.
say,
You're reliving this
I can
now.
feel the heat coming off you right
I'm
now.
just remembering it, but we sat and we had our meal, and again, like it was another like hit because the burger was, you know, dry. It was not the one. And then this little girl, and I guess it was a bit weird, wasn't it? We saw a lot of, I guess, homeless people and like people that I guess didn't really have much. So we were used to getting like approached or I suppose
Beggars.
Beggars. So
Thanks for that, Danny.
like homeless.
Long story short, beggars.
Yeah.
Nice, I like it.
Yeah. Oh, can I just say this is nothing against McDonald's though. Like,
Oh, yes, I know. I'm completely going off.
just-
This is
This is
deviating
yeah.
from
This
the
is
whole
just like
No,
a
no,
little
no, but I'm
girl
just
who's
adding
hungry.
I'm adding to the story
Yeah.
of why I was slightly frustrated.
Okay.
So
Slightly.
One of the many reasons why.
one of the many. So this little girl came up to us and she asked if she was trying to sell us her bag of crisps or something. She was like, can
No,
you
she
have
was
what
asking
it?
for money.
Yeah, but why was she?
And she wasn't. She wasn't
Do you know I'm already salty?
This
really
Throw a
hungry girl.
cocktail.
You're going to sell her crisps.
She wasn't gonna.
She didn't want crisps that day. She wanted a burger. I'll do a tray.
I did not realise all this time. It's fucking. I thought she was giving me crisps.
I was like, I don't want your fucking crisps.
I did not realise that's what you thought.
All this time.
She was begging for money. She wanted money. She wasn't going to give her the crisps. I thought she was going to give me crisps.
I want a cocktail.
The point that I wasn't getting upset
At that point, I was getting upset.
You were already upset by that point, Eve.
I was, but I was getting upset at the fact that I thought, oh God bless her, she must be. And we didn't have like really anything to give her, to be fair. Like, so we said, I'm so
I mean, you had
sorry.
a whole
we haven't-
meal though.
Yeah, she
don't.
don't.
Plain dry ass burger. She didn't even want that dry ass burger.
Yeah, the girl would have been like, oh, is that plain? I'm not having that. Take your plain burger back.
I'll be crisps like this.
She wanted to say it in English, so.
How dare she?
Should I even speak English? So ungrateful. But no, what I was annoyed at, just as like a cherry on top of the fucking cake,
Oh,
was
Jesus.
that I thought, oh God bless her, I feel so guilty, like I haven't got anything for it. And she walked off anyway, and I thought,
Swore at you.
someone will give us some money, it's
Could you
fine,
put
someone will
that?
give us something. And then we fucking left McDonald's, and I saw her dad go, what money have you got? Like, what have you, like, putting her hand out, like, give me what have you got? And I thought, so firstly, she's not an orphan, she's not homeless, she's got a dad. And on top of that, the dad had a McDonald's bag in his hand, yeah. So I was like, well,
Maybe he's using that to collect the money.
I suppose. But I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Did you think of that?
Playing devil's advocate here, you know.
The crisps are
I was just like, I didn't want any crisps. I don't.
She wasn't
never
giving you
gonna
crisps.
give you the
I
crisps.
didn't know that at the fucking time.
Oh, you should have asked
so
me because
funny.
I would have helped you out back
Yeah, because
then.
if you gave her money and she didn't give you crisps, that
You'd have
would
been
have
even more fuming.
I was
scabbed me
thinking,
for buying crisps.
it was like a part of my mindset. I was a bit like, well, she can't afford anything. Why is she going out buying crisps with the money that she has got? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did think she was selling crisps. And that.
So
But,
now-
but a point being, that McDonald's was a shit experience in Mexico. Don't rate it. Don't go. And
It was
they
also,
don't-
it was hot as well.
It
I
was
think that
so
made
Oh,
it
did
hot
it not
that
have
day.
aircon?
No, it did have aircon, but it was still, it was
Which is-
just so hot.
It was
wasn't
like musky.
Yeah,
hot.
that
Is that
day.
the right word? Musky.
Muggy.
Muggy. It was a muggy hot. It was
Yeah.
a muggy hot.
That we'd just come off a boat. No, we didn't. We'd just come off a bus. We did a tour of like the area we were staying in, and it was Spanish. Like the whole tour
The
guide
whole
was
thing,
Spanish.
yeah.
There was
How
no
dare
English.
they.
translation.
Oh my god, so you went
And
through
we
the whole thing
yeah,
in Spanish?
We were sat on this bus for 2 hours.
Yes.
Did you not get Dora the Explorer and just go like Dora help?
No, no. And then Eve was obviously you're like, well, let's go to McDonald's now to like make this day improve.
And then she had the worst
It
experience of her
made it
life.
Yeah.
worse. So that would be my.
So if you talk
my-
about like lowest points of your travelling,
That
that
was
was
it,
it.
yeah.
That was
Right.
the worst day.
Yeah.
No, when you found out that they didn't have McDonald's in Cambodia, that was the worst.
I just thought
that was a
what
close
treat.
step in.
I also it mind boggles me because I just think like
How do
what
they get
what
back?
do you
you
expect?
know?
What do they eat?
Yeah.
What is your takeout experience? Like what is it? What's your go to
Well,
if
it's
it's not
probably,
McDonald's or if it's
like-
not like I don't know.
But I guess for them it's different. Like in Mexico, I know that their kind of food experience is like very different to ours. So maybe they don't need takeout because their food is already
No, babes, it was Cambodia. They didn't
cool.
Bye, Lewis.
Babes.
I'm just logging off now. So.
Should we take a break?
Studio.
But yeah, so
And what's your best? You just do worse
so
than
my
best.
best one. Oh God.
Didn't you say Bali's most
Bali,
like,
it
English,
has
you say?
probably have to be Bali just because it was the closest to the UK Mackies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure people like fresh chicken in
I
their
think
chicken
a lot of
burgers.
people probably do, yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't.
Not when it
so-
comes to, not when you go to Mackey's though. That's not what
I
you're
expect to
expecting.
eat shit.
Yeah.
I expect to eat the rubbish.
Do you know what we saw
food,
one that
like-
had? They had obviously like the beef, the chicken. They had pork.
Yeah,
Didn't
yeah, lots of that was Budapest and
Yeah.
they? Yeah. They had
Croatia.
a pork.
Oh yeah,
in
they
it.
had the black porridge with What did that done? They had like porridge with
Bacon and stuff.
yeah, like, it was really like
Ooh.
That
yeah,
was
it was
in
really-
Thailand.
And where was this?
Do you know what?
Thailand, I think.
I think if anyone wants to know my favourite, mine would be Thailand.
Okay, why?
The end. Carry on.
Okay, we didn't ask, but
Any stories behind why it was your favourite?
the amount of choice, unreal.
Yeah, and
but
they
they
also
were
gave
so-
chicken wings like KFC
They had
chicken
like
wings.
KFC
It was like that,
hot
but better.
wings.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
had. I just had like pieces of chicken, like on the bone, off the bone, It was unreal. I
It
had
was
a
great.
Big Mac. I think by far Thailand was my best.
I'm gonna say something really controversial here.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
But you know when you go to Mackey's and there's, to me, if there's loads of, sometimes there's too much choice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I get that.
Like, it gets a bit overwhelming. I was a bit overwhelmed in Budapest, I can't lie, because they
Yeah, there
had the
was a
pork,
lot.
they had the beef, they had the chicken, they had a grilled chicken. Grilled
You
chicken.
can
in
filter.
Mackey's.
Yeah.
Can you?
I do
Yeah,
get
I
overwhelmed,
I
but I
get
still order the
overfaced
exact
with
same
things
thing
like
every
that.
time.
My little
What
break
chicken
time.
sandwich?
I enjoyed
Is it
that.
one of those that's like, oh god, I don't know what to have. My chicken sandwich.
Well, that's what I'll do now. I'll just have a
Yeah.
look. I'll just have a little bit of a gander. And then
Yeah.
I'll just order a Big Mac because I'm too stressed.
Yeah.
Right.
Because what if I don't
Will you
like
tell
it?
us about your experience?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Piper
So
tell a lot.
I'm going about it, doing it, ordering something that wouldn't be on the UK menu. So I'm
That's a good
trying
way
That's
of
what I
doing it,
should
to
have
be fair.
done. That's what I should have done.
I
But
feel
you
like you've got to
like
do
your
it one or the other.
preferences.
Do you know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
like
You've got to
my
do it
I'll eat
consistently.
anything as long as it's hot.
I like, yeah, fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
go on.
Too.
Yeah, so
Hello.
our worst one was burn, just because it cost 16 quid.
I thought you said our worst one was burnt. I was like, well, of course that bit was.
No way. What did you have?
It was a double cheeseburger meal.
Literally, that's it.
Sorry,
Large.
one.
That was it.
Large.
Don't.
One double
Yeah,
cheeseburger.
yeah, we bought them
Large.
separately, didn't we?
Yeah.
£16 each.
No
Yeah,
way.
I got a big
£16
Each.
for a double cheeseburger meal.
Well,
What
it was large, but still.
Each.
Jesus.
So expensive.
What I could get if I go to the UK for 16 quid. I could get, what are you doing?
Gangster Eve's coming out.
Because I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Two. For 16 quid, you could get two or three 20 nugget meals, right?
Yeah.
I think that's like $4.99.
Yeah, they're not meals.
So
either.
maybe let me change it a little bit. So I could probably get maybe
Free
5 or
20
6
nugget meals.
like what's them savour menu pound
Oh, yeah,
burgers.
yeah.
Make a meal out of that.
You could
Some
get 6
chips
for you
that
then.
now gone up to like I think it's £1.05
Oh,
as
God,
opposed
inflation.
to 99p. Inflation. Yeah. Or,
Cost of living crisis.
I could get myself a few desserts, an apple pie and a fucking ice cream.
But realistically, you would not eat this all.
No,
No.
but
No,
what
but
she's
the
saying
point
is,
being
for
is,
that
for
£16,
that money,
you could get a
Do you know
family
what?
of 4 a meal
She
for that.
could give
Do you know
them
what?
to the
Probably buy-
beggars.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
In exchange for the ready salted crisps.
You don't have to
Absolutely,
sell any
yeah.
crisps anymore.
yeah, buy like a little on the go mug cup as well with that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But this, so that's why. That was why Burn
Yeah.
was, you know,
It's
it
really
was,
bad
it was a
list.
piss
I
take,
mean,
wasn't
again,
it, really?
unlike the Tigers, we don't have a list for this. This is just all in our head.
But,
Yeah.
But a lot of them seem to have like little patties of fried cheese in them, and it's
What?
like breaded,
Like
like you know the
halloumi?
mozzarella sticks, but
Yeah.
like
Oh.
a round
But
circle.
flat.
one.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
really
I'd enjoy
interesting.
I bet that's cool
Yeah.
because like the different textures and it's like the crispiness and then
Yeah.
go into it and then it's the cheesiness and
Cheese.
And then like Spain, where at home we've got mozzarella sticks when they've come back once in a blue moon. They had Gouda sticks, so breaded Gouda. That was really.
Did it taste Gouda?
It was good.
It was alright.
I mean, I didn't like it because I don't like cheese, but it was good for you, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
but I think the best one was. Oh, Athens had the nacho cheese bites, so that was always going to be top tier.
Your best bits were like the sides,
Yeah,
aren't
it's
they?
fried cheese.
Yeah. And a side of fried cheese, please, however it comes.
They're back in the UK now.
I know.
Something to look forward to
Really?
going home.
Oh,
Let's hope they're
the
still there.
fucking you guys. I don't know if you've tried it yet, but in the UK currently they've got they've just brought out a new. Well, they've brought out the potato waffles like as a
Told you,
breakfast
haven't they?
item,
Yeah.
which are superb. Recommend
Yeah.
Post us
every
some.
day. And then the other one is a new. They've got rid of the
McCrispy.
chicken legend, haven't they?
Yeah.
And they've replaced it for like a what is it? A chicken-
McCrispy, is it?
McCrispy.
Yeah.
Chicken McCrispy?
Which,
Yeah.
if you want to know what all the McChicken sandwich meals tasted like abroad, it's that.
That one.
Yeah.
Guys,
it's
we're
that.
not sponsored by McDonald's.
Yeah,
No,
I, tell you, I think we
Although we
should
should be.
Yeah,
We
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 should
can
be.
make a whole episode just about McDonald's.
Yeah,
if you'd like.
Maybe
you
that
could
would be the
split
part
this.
two,
Take
yeah.
this off, yeah.
The McDonald review.
Yeah.
McDonald review for around the world
Yeah.
and also travelling.
And travelling, I guess.
Yeah, the best one.
The best one.
Best one was Croatia because it was like a nice
Really?
thick burger with mushrooms and like a peppercorn sauce.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
you got the
my
mushroom
god.
one, didn't
Peppercorn
you?
sauce?
Yeah, it was like a steak.
burger, which
Yeah.
is-
Behave.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it was still like the proper patty, just a little
I'd
bit
pay
thicker
$6
than
to a kid
normal
just for that, man.
one. And that with a large meal, I don't think we got cheese on the side of this one. They didn't
No,
really
you
offer
didn't.
it. It only came to like 6 or 7 quid.
It was
Do you know
crazy,
what?
yeah.
So
Good.
cheap.
It was so
So
cheap.
good.
We got a pudding afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
pudding,
pudding,
a
Grace.
pudding, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Have you guys come across pineapple pie?
No.
Pineapple
that?
pie was
What, in a
Thailand.
McDonald's?
This was
Yeah.
in
No way.
Thailand. I think it was
Thailand has
Bangkok, we saw it.
so many options.
Yeah. Shout
I
out
like
to
that. Do you know what? In
Vicky,
we
pineapple
found
pie.
that like all of them have got the McAfee like the McAfee
Oh,
section,
yeah.
and they all have amazing dessert sections. They've got cheesecakes, they've got donut
Yeah.
balls, they've got
Have you noticed that
macarons
McAfee section is separate?
Yeah.
to-
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like you go into
Completely.
McDonald's and then you go through another door. It's the
It really
McAfee
stresses
section
me out
with
because
the
I'm
with
like,
the
where do I order?
oh, the drink section. That's stressful, isn't it? You know when we were in Milan
Oh yeah.
and we went to McDonald's and I ordered a milkshake, you ordered a coffee, and but they didn't come together. We had to go to two separate counters for
Yeah,
them
it
to
stressed me
collect
out.
them.
I don't
It was
want
it was a bit
The
stressful.
point in it
when
being
it's on
fast
the
food is
same.
I want it in one place in less than 5
Concise.
minutes.
That's yeah.
Hot, salted. In
You want your coffee salted?
Can I ask you all a question? Because obviously there's like a running joke with ice cream machines or milkshake machines never working here, right?
Awful.
Do they work in the other
Of
countries?
course
and are
they do.
good?
Yeah.
Of course they work
Absolutely.
everywhere else.
The
Obviously.
milkshakes only come in one size.
Oh.
No, sometimes they're large or small.
Most of the like
Most of them
places
are
that
one
we've
size,
been, It's just like a between a small and a medium.
It is, yeah.
I'll tell
actually,
you
yeah.
what though, that shocked me, and maybe I'm just forgetting because my memory's awful, and it maybe is completely opposite to what I maybe remember. But I was really buzzed to go to California and have McDonald's because obviously you hear like it's massive
Huge,
sizes,
yeah.
and I thought, oh my god, this is going to be the one,
Mm-hmm.
and it really was not the one.
Oh no!
It was good.
Was it big though?
It was huge.
It was as big as it. As
I think
What
what
the meal?
talked
No,
about.
it wasn't. This is my point. The food
Yes, it
wasn't.
was.
It was. Was it?
right.
Was the drink?
Got
The
me.
drink was a very average sized drink.
We ordered like those fancy ice things. That's why it wasn't huge.
Do you know what? I think it's been tainted because as we were sat there, I think we were in
I have
LA or
videos
something.
of
Because
all
then
of
other
them.
girls selling crisps.
No, but there was a
I know.
man
The
behind
coffin.
me that was, I think, homeless, bless him.
Probably not.
And he was just,
They just sat on the road.
yeah,
like,
he looked a little bit day. But he was like
It was-
cough
it was,
heaving.
yeah, it
Do you know when
was-
you cough
Oh,
heave?
no.
And it was like constant. And do you know how like, everyone kind of turns around you a bit like, oh, excuse me.
He should have gone outside. That.
He 100%.
Hold on,
I was
he was
like,
doing
that
this
wasn't
inside the
sick.
McDonald's.
So I think that's kind of, I was more focused on this
He's
man.
tainted in
It,
it.
Yeah,
it really was.
coughing in my meal.
You're fully
Coughing
right.
on your meal.
No, he was behind, but
No.
and also like this was
He
in
wasn't coughing
June,
on my meal.
so obviously like we
was
are
just
past
coughing.
COVID, but it's still at the back of your mind. It's not.
Yeah.
It's less so now. So we just got there, and this was like I think we went like second or third day, didn't we?
Yeah.
And yeah, he was just coughing, and we were all literally looking at him like,
Can you leave?
God, I hope you haven't got COVID.
Oh, no.
Hi, have you got
That's
a
it.
cuff? Can you go, please?
But I enjoyed McDonald's there. We recorded our meals in every country we went to for TikTok, and you were literally dissecting my burgers, like taking the bun off, taking everything out.
No sauce.
Like some scientific operation.
Literally,
No sauce.
and we've done nothing with it. So if you'd like to have that for this podcast, you can.
Yeah, man.
You can
Hey,
play
fans,
that as a
would you like
background.
that?
You can just
Yeah.
play that on repeat
Hashtag
whilst
yes,
this is
hashtag
going.
Yeah, while the McDonald's part's going on, it's just
Yeah.
Eve dissecting burgers.
Literally,
Yeah,
get a little
literally.
knife out.
There's no sauce on this, even though that's for plain.
But yeah, so that's my input on McDonald's. Who would
Brilliant.
like that?
Thank you very much.
That was really enjoyable.
Kept it short and sweet.
Kept
Yeah.
it really short. Yeah.
Long story short, don't go
Time
to
is it? What
Mexico
time
for
are we gonna
McDonald's.
check out?
1
Fucking
o'clock.
hotel?
We've only got an hour before we need to go to McDonald's.
We're going
You
to
mean
McDonald's.
KFC?
Oh,
We
no,
are
KFC.
KFC. Well,
Switching it up.
seen as we are.
I mean, we can go to McDonald's because it's across the road.
And
from
to be honest, I've
KFC.
never had a Mackey's in.
Praha.
Prague.
We love Mackey's Praha. So what I'm going to do now
Already.
is I'm going to go around and ask you all just like your reason for travelling and then like any travel tips you have. So we'll start with Piper. What was your reason for travelling and especially for the amount of time that you have travelled or will travel?
So I think part of me always knew that I really wanted to go travelling or explore. I've got like a list, and I've always had a list of all the places I want to visit over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think when even Danny went off, I was like, or they mentioned that they were going, I was like, okay, well, people actually go and do it. I can go and do it. And then I was seeing a guy at the time, and he was really pissing me off. He wanted to go travelling. So I was like, fine, I'm going to do it first. So I just texted Grace, and I was like, I really want to go travelling. She was like, I'd love to go travelling. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Nice.
And then she didn't think I was going to do it, but I did it.
And
Here
it
we
was
are.
kind of stemmed
Here
from
we are.
there.
Yeah, but I
Nice.
think while I've been away, part of me realised that it was just a massive escape from adulthood, because 24 is actually an adult, apparently.
That's terrifying, isn't it?
Although I do still feel like a child, and I think it's definitely as well because COVID, like, you just lost so much time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Massive.
Just trying to
Huge.
make some experiences.
Nice. Eve, I come to you with the same
Oh,
question.
mine one's slightly longer. I'm sorry. Mine one's slightly longer.
There's a shock.
So I'll just keep. You have to cut mine out. I guess when I was like, I never really thought about traveling, and it was only till I was like 18 that I was really influenced by like my brother's like 4 years older than me, so a lot of the things he did I really wanted to do. So he went traveling, and I guess my friends all kind of loosely started going, oh, when I graduate, I'm going to start traveling. I was like, yeah, same. So like that. So that was kind of like a bit of a mindset I already had. So that was kind of, yeah, I got really influenced by that. And then obviously COVID, which you mentioned, and it was like 2 years in the making, wasn't it? Our 3 months. And I guess with, do we say about what a tip?
Not yet.
No. So
no, I'm
why
coming to that
why we?
So why you went travelling?
Yeah, I think initially when I was 18, I think I did just want to be like, it will help me find myself. It will help me like figure out who I am. I'll make so many friends. It will improve my confidence. And yeah, but I think that was my main reason. It's just copying everyone else around me.
That's not a bad reason. Thanks,
worrying.
Eve. Amazing. Danny, I ask you the same question.
Okay. So mine's a bit different. I generally never saw myself travelling. Like growing up and like through uni and everything, I never thought I'd be someone who'd want to go to stay in hostels and like travel around, especially like some of the places in Asia were pretty, unhygienic at the best of times. I never thought that would be something I'd do and enjoy as much as I did. And then just repeating, COVID definitely inspired me to like to look further. And I think at first we were going to do California as like a 2-week holiday, so that was all booked in 2020, and then we wanted to do Mexico as a 2-week holiday and thought, well, let's just combine them. And then I just got
Excited?
Yeah, I did. I just got really excited, and I think I just felt really trapped in my like situation at home, like with work and with having a house and everything, that I was like, I don't feel like I need to feel this trapped at 26. I'm a bit older than these girls.
They're all talking
about being 24 and being old, and I'm like, oh, I wish. But yeah, I don't know if I answered the question. Did I answer the question?
I think you did.
I think I just needed a break from work. I needed a break from like living at home, not living, but living in Gloucester.
Full stop, the end.
Have I even improved your life at all?
Yeah, defo.
That was a hesitation.
No. And I'll just add, and I think Eve's definitely brought it out with me. Because again, it's something we talked about at the start, isn't it? That Eve wanted to travel when we first met. I was less bothered. I was never like, I'm never going to, but I thought I'd do it like in quite
holidays.
a
You wanted
luxury
holidays,
way.
didn't you? Was
I always wanted to see the world, but probably like stay in resorts and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then you got it out of me for sure, and we're like very sociable people, so we were going to get on fine. I think it was just a bit nerve-wracking, and I think it is. I think a lot of people just forget about the fact that you are constantly out of your comfort zone, and that's scary. So
Yeah. Amazing.
Yes, there you go.
Thanks. So Grace, I'm going to come to you last. Last but certainly not least.
Yeah.
With the same question.
Save the best till last, isn't it?
It's last but not least is what I said, Grace.
Okay, so anyway, so my reason, I suppose, was, I mean, similar to Danny, I never really thought about like going travelling and stuff for like such a long period of time, because I was a home girl. Like I never thought I wanted to go to uni or anything like when I was younger.
Country bumpkin.
I was a bit of a country bumpkin. So like, I kind of like did it in stages. Like I went on my first holiday without my parents, and then I went to uni, and after it just kept like, and then I moved away from home and stuff. So it kind of just kept snowballing, and I was at that point like when I was like 22, 23, where I was, I was in a relationship, and we had a house and I had a job and stuff, and I was kind of like going down this one route in my life, and then one of those factors changed, and then it was kind of like, do you know what? Let's just change it up completely. Yeah. And when Piper suggested going travelling, I was like, do you know what? Why not? Like I had some money saved, and like obviously I still had chance to like keep saving. And I've always timing. And I always wanted to see different places, but I never thought I'd be able to do something like this. Do you know what I mean? So it did happen at the perfect time. Again, COVID kind of like influenced me a little bit, and I thought, you know what, we've spent so much time stuck inside, and you don't know when if that's ever going to happen again. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to, if you've got the opportunity to do it, you've got to do it. Like,
Yeah.
but it's the best thing I've ever done. Like,
Yeah,
I
too.
absolutely
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
loved every second of it.
Same, yeah.
And so for those people, such as myself, who are kind of yet to go travelling and see the world and stuff, just one final thing from all of you, just like a little quick like travel tip on what you have thought has been really good or useful or not that good, things like that. Just a quick tip.
I mean, I would say, obviously, this depends on how long you're going for. So, obviously, we've done like a solid 3 months. I would say you have to have your days off.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
just because you're out travelling, it doesn't mean you have to do everything every second of the day. Like, yeah, sure, you'll want to, but you have to have those recovery days, because everyone's saying to me from home, they're like, oh, you know, you're so lucky, like every day's a weekend, you don't even know what day it is, like, oh, that's amazing. But it's tiring, man.
Yeah.
It's really tiring.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting, you know, socialising with people and stuff. So sometimes you just have you have to have those days where you don't really do anything. Maybe you don't leave your hostel, or you just go to the beach and sit on a towel for the whole day. We've done that a couple of times, and have an early night or whatever. You know, it's just having that balance, do you know what I mean?
Nice.
You wouldn't do it at home, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danny, any travel tips?
That's a really good one. That's something I mentioned earlier. I think I do have a few. I think bear in mind that even though you're having all these experiences with people, everyone's experience is so different.
Yeah.
And just because like for our group trip, for example, we were traveling for 35 days with these same people, but we all had such different experiences. Everyone's there for different reasons. Everyone's going to take whatever they want from moments. And I think it's just so important to be aware of, like, this is every person's individual trip, and they should do what they want with it. And if that means, you know, have a day off, or that means go and do some solo traveling on your own or whatever, I think it's just important to bear in mind that it's everyone's different holiday. There's no pressure at all. Yeah, how's that for a tip?
Amazing. Thank you very much.
I don't think it's a very good one.
Eve?
It's hard. I don't know if mine's it. It might could be a tip. Oh yeah, it probably is. I don't know. See what comes out of my mouth. We'll see.
She has no idea.
I'm
He's
just
making this
gonna
up on the
openly
fly.
talk and see if there's a tip in there somewhere. Yeah, I didn't. I guess I wasn't. I was 24 when I went. So it didn't. I kind of knew myself. I knew my career paths. It wasn't like I was 18 and wanted to find out everything about myself. I think what I learned, and maybe like a tip potentially then, there's a lot, I'm a homebody, like I'm a family orientated person, and I think I like to always be in control of that. And when I left, loads of things happened back at home that I was really not in control of.
Yeah.
You know, I only have 3 grandparents, all of them went into hospital all at the same time. One of them didn't come out. Like, there was loads of situations that we couldn't really control. And I felt so far away. I think what I learned was to just not take fucking things for granted.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Definitely.
I realised there was everything moved so quick as well when I was away. We were moving location constantly. So I didn't have time to sit there and actually take on what had happened or what is happening currently back at home. And you know, and I just sat there one day. I remember in Koh Rong in Cambodia, and I was like, sat there for ages, and I was just like, I need to make peace with things and situations. And I just sat there just completely like embracing everything and making peace and being really thankful. And just, I remember like I made a point in my head was, when you go home, just be fucking thankful and grateful for food, clean water, people, relationships, like experiences. It's okay to like be 24, 25, 26, 27 and not like want to do all the things that you used to want to do, like when you were 18 and 19, and feel pressure to make yourself still feel really young when actually you just want to go to bed at 9 o'clock at night, or like, do you know what I mean? I don't know. Like,
See, she looked at me directly when she said that as well.
no, I don't know. I just felt it was just such an overwhelming feeling of like I didn't need to find my moment or have a moment, because I didn't need that. But I was just really thankful, and I wanted to make a point to come home and be thankful and grateful for what I had. So,
That is a beautiful travel tip,
That's a
Eve.
great
Well
one.
That was
done,
bloody
Eve.
beautiful.
guys.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Thanks.
Piper, I don't know how you're going to follow it. I don't know how you're going to follow up with that.
I'm so sorry,
But
Piper. You can do it. You
Closing
can do it. I
words
believe
for
in
the
you.
travel tip
I
section.
believe in you.
So mine's sort of in like 2 parts. So one of them is the fact, and Grace has taught me this, to just smile at everyone. But also,
Rest in peace, everyone.
I am a mardy bitch.
Yeah.
And I do struggle to sort of like make friends. Like the friends that I do make though, as you can see here from this podcast, are absolutely lovely, and I am very picky. So just smiling and talking to everyone, because we're all like, most of the people that we've met have been on their own. So if you don't talk to them, how are they going to make friends? But also just ask a question, and like we embrace the what would Eve say?
What would Eve say? Yeah.
So, what's that? What do you mean? That's our like our way of kind of like making friends. We would think, what would Eve say?
So
like, what questions would you ask?
A conventional, what do you do in life? It'd be, so when's your mum born?
Do you like Sainsbury's?
Literally, but it is though, isn't it? We just ask questions, like question after question, and yes, probably some people find it, annoying, but
then like we made friends with Jake, who then we met up again with in Rome, and then Ben from Australia, who that we absolutely adore, we never see again. But if you don't ask, that's the second part. If you don't ask, you don't get. So we met this girl from America who's literally like traveling the entire world for a year. And she'd literally just go up to people and be like, oh, you're going to the beach, do you mind if I jump on the back of your 4x4? And they'd be like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
And she'd
I mean, that's a slightly dangerous version.
She did go with
Don't
someone
go
in
with
their
strangers
car to a lake, and we were like, was there a shovel in the boot? She's had, on top of everything that she's done, without having to pay for any of it, all of these other experiences, because she just jumps on somebody else's fun.
And then you meet new people as well. I think it's just being open to meeting new people quite spontaneously.
It's fantastic. I'm ready to make friends.
I'm so sorry to interlude. I heard something the other day on like a TED talk, and I thought it might be actually relevant to mention. Specifically for women as well, when a lot of the time we're kind of uncomfortable, whether it's in a workplace or just whatever situation when you're on your own, is 20 seconds of confidence. And it's like, give yourself, even if like for your example, like talking to people and you might be a bit uncomfortable and you don't know what to say, give yourself 20 seconds, if that, of confidence to maybe ask a question that's slightly uncomfortable, or raise your voice when you don't want to raise your voice, or like just 20 seconds, and then the life's, your life carries on. The world keeps spinning. Like,
because it'll either work or it doesn't.
And that's it. And that's it.
Like if you do something embarrassing, such as stepping off of the stage and falling flat on your ass. People are they're never going to see me again.
That's the thing. It is that though, isn't it? We're never going to see any of these people. Well, okay, we'll see some people, but we won't see most of these people again. So if you, I might.
Friendship's over.
Actually met in Prague.
But like I
agree.
You've just got to remember that life isn't so serious. Like, the things that you like think about in your head like over and over again, like, oh my god, I can't believe you just did that. Somebody else who's witnessed it will forget it 10 seconds later.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
I'll be the highlight of their story.
Exactly. Exactly. You'll make their day. Or, do you know what I mean?
I know a lot about that. I'll be the highlight of people's stories. That was amazing. Thank you.
I have one quick one.
Yes, Danni, sure. No.
Done yet.
I just thought of another one. This should have been mine, really. Don't overplan.
Okay.
Because before this trip, I overplan everything. I write down a list of like chores I need to do so that I ensure that I don't miss one off and like tick things off. Like I'm just such like I plan everything, and I think we spent so long, especially like the first month, because we were on our own, planning things, like writing down lists of places we wanted to eat and see and everything. And then when we were there, like, you feel this immense pressure that you have to go and do all of these things that you wanted to. In actual fact, just live. Just, like, if you fancy it, then go. If you don't, then don't. But I think, especially, like, we met so many people that were just winging it. And they're generally the ones that are happier than the ones that's so rigid. And, we went to a place in Bali and you went, wow, so we just booked another night and then cancelled something else. And, I think if we went travelling again, I'd book maybe a week and then have a rough idea of where I wanted to go, and then book hostels as we went, because there's always going to be a bed for you. I wouldn't have it so like structured. It probably worked for our first trip, because it's our first time travelling, but I think if I went again, I definitely just wouldn't plan half as much.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, like we had the first 2 places booked up, and then we just had an idea of what countries we wanted to hit in what order.
We have quite a specific timeline, don't we? Because obviously, meeting new guys and meeting other people. But I think booking hostels like a couple of nights in advance it's almost like a little bit exciting, because you can kind of change it up. If you meet somebody in a hostel and they're going to the same place, you can get the same hostel as them and like meet up with them again. So I think you can plan certain things to a certain extent, but like events and stuff, like we started booking them quite far in advance, but then we were like, actually, if we meet somebody and we want to stay with them instead, and then we've got to
it's a bit more stressful.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
I think
it's not
some
like a
things
holiday.
No,
it's,
no,
It's
exactly.
not like a holiday where you research and you go on
Yeah.
TripAdvisor and
Things
you're like,
happen-
where should
it's
I
just
stay?
unachievable.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
things
Like-
happen so randomly as well, don't they?
Yeah.
Like for example, you mentioned like us getting ill.
Yeah.
Knocked off like
Yeah,
a few
we
weeks.
got
Yeah,
really
It's
ill.
like
exactly, yeah.
In
Yeah.
actual fact, we stayed at places that we probably wouldn't have
Yeah.
stayed at as long.
people on our group tour ended up in Vietnamese hospital for days, and things were split up, things were missed, things were money was spent that we weren't maybe expecting to
Yeah,
spend. Like there was you can't
plan for every
literally
eventuality.
plan everything.
And
yeah.
you've got to make your peace with that, haven't you?
You have,
You're
yeah.
doing it for so long.
Yeah.
You're out there.
Yeah.
You're doing it. You've got to get on with it, haven't you?
Mhm. So just fucking get on with it then. Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
I'm going to use these tips for the future because I do want to go travelling at some point.
Yeah.
You
But I think at the
should.
moment, like I've got so much going on in my
Yeah,
life at
yeah.
the moment that it's just
Yeah.
not something that's
That's the
feasible
thing,
right
yeah.
now.
It just so
Absolutely.
happened that all four of us seemed to be ready at the same
Yeah,
time.
of
Do you
course.
know what I mean?
And I think that's the thing. Like it's really nice to see you guys all like doing this, but I think because I don't have the capacity right now to do these things.
Yeah.
That's not to say I can never do it. Like,
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
got
That's
so
the
many
thing.
like
You
years
don't-
to do
yeah,
it.
don't-
You could be like married and settled
Unlikely.
down with a
Yeah, innit?
settled down with a house.
You nasty.
Listen, oh, that's big. No.
But you could travel in month as a honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
literally,
the thing.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like,
exactly,
you could literally have kids and be like, come on in. A
Yeah.
dog, come on in, let's go. Like,
But that's the thing, I
My
think-
parents have done more travelling in the last 10
That's the
years.
thing.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
noticed that, you know, with a lot of
Yeah.
parents. Yeah,
And this is the thing, I
definitely.
think there was a point in my life where I was like, if I don't go travelling before a certain age,
No.
I'm never
no,
going to go.
don't give
but
yourself
actually,
a timeline.
seeing, I mean,
Yeah.
Danny's like really, really old. Like,
Really?
I know,
She's-
it's hard when we're separating around South Asia.
Stop it.
but
Very
it's nice,
probably.
like,
I'm not
because I've
surprised.
seen everyone at different stages and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, even people that are older than us, younger than us, things like that. There isn't, it's like everything with life, there's not a timeline on,
No.
you can only do this between the age of X and Y. It's nice to be able to know that I can do it at any
Yeah.
stage, so.
And at the same
you know.
time, like, you don't have to quit your job because Danny was able to take a
Yeah,
sabbatical.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were ready to quit our jobs.
You don't have to be unemployed.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
But it's like
We welcome it,
work
but-
doesn't have to restrain you.
Yeah.
But like we've met so many people, haven't we, on this trip where they, you know, there's people from the age of 18 to like
Yeah.
32 that are, you know, they've all just come out and, you know,
I
from
think-
whatever situation they're in, they've gone travelling.
It's okay to just take a break in life. I think, do you know when people think, like, especially, I'm going from the recruiter point of view, but like on a CV, when people see a year to 2 year gap, and
Yeah.
like, what did you do? Why have you got a gap in your CV? Fucking take a break.
Yeah.
You're allowed to take a break.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think I
you learn
haven't
a lot.
allowed myself to do that as
Yeah.
well. Like I've been working since I was 16.
Yeah.
I've done like this show, that show, this show, that
Yeah.
show, and it's just I feel like I just need time to
Yeah.
just unwind.
Yeah.
But I'm also, as I say, I think I'll get to that point. But I need to just do all these little things and like save up and find the right places to go because it might be that I don't necessarily want to do Europe or Asia or this, that, the other. I need to work out a route for myself that I think would work.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, it's nice to hear all these things and to have these kind of tips. As I say, this podcast is more for me, just hearing these things. But I think it's really good, and I just hope that anyone who is listening to this, all 5 people that do listen,
Just one of them today.
one of them is you. So the other 4 that aren't great. It's nice to have those kind of travel tips and to understand that things can be done at your own pace. There isn't a timeline on when to do things. So
100%.
thanks so much for coming, guys.
Can I make a request?
No.
To
Yeah.
end on? Is that okay?
I've got a quote.
Okay.
Do you wanna-
Oh no, I'll leave your quote to
Alright,
last.
cool.
Can everyone go follow our Instagram? Just a bit of self-advertising.
All 4 of you that aren't.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
It's called All Around the World In.
No. It's
Around
at-
the World In.
Thank you for coming, Grace.
Emma, can you take it away?
It's at around the world in _90, as in 90 days.
I will link all of these things as well.
Oh,
don't worry.
fantastic. Okay,
Yeah.
so,
So
yeah,
it is
that's
all
it.
around the world.
So the gist of it is.
Yeah.
But I'll link all like social media platforms
Okay,
and
cool.
stuff.
Cheers.
So
That's
we can
right. I
all.
just wanted to make sure I didn't let that slip.
We're almost at 200 followers.
We are almost at 200 followers, guys.
That's pretty impressive.
I bet it'll be 200 by the time this goes.
Maybe.
How exciting.
Probably not.
Probably.
Danny, did you want to?
I've got a quote
Go
that
on.
I was going to end on. So
Oh,
are
okay.
we ready to wrap up? Or
Are we going to
Yeah.
start talking more shit?
Anyone? Yeah.
anyone got
I'm ready
anything
to
else
wrap up.
throw on the table?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so we saw this quote in Mexico, and it's something that I read, and I was like, oh, I love a quote anyway. And then I just thought about it, and obviously you was touching on earlier about there's some things that happened at home, and I think it's so important to bear this quote in mind. So it's, when you focus on the good gets better. And I think it's that's it.
Sorry, I was expecting there to be like more. When you focus on the good gets better.
Yeah.
But
No, that's it. Short and
Life
sweet.
shit. Like, that's a great piece of advice.
Life gives you lemons.
Do you know what? I watched it, brother.
thank you so much for your inspirational quote, Danni.
What I was trying to say, I think it's so easy to just think about the bad things.
Yeah.
You know, you can hear 100 compliments and you hear one negative, and that's the thing that sticks.
Yeah.
So I think it's the exact same in life situations. If you focus on the good things, so every day we were like, I used to say to you, it probably annoyed you, like, what are you grateful for today? Because I think it's so important to be like, we forget the fact we are so lucky to one, have the funds to travel the world, two, not be in a global pandemic anymore where we physically can travel the world.
Yeah.
I think, you know, we are so lucky to be doing this or to have done this. And just reminding yourself that you are lucky and there is so much good. And if you focus on each one of those, you appreciate them more and they get better. So.
God damn.
Peace out.
Well done.
God
Damn,
damn.
guys.
Thank you.
And on that beautiful note, thank you everyone for listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I'll put all the social media links in.
Thank you.
You can leave mine now. I don't, you know, there's nothing much.
Eve's
to see
embarrassed
on
to
it.
be
I'm
on it.
embarrassed.
It's like, I'll do the podcast as long as you don't mention me at all.
That's an alias.
It's actually Emma.
We don't know her real name.
But no, thank you everyone for listening, and thank you guys for coming to the podcast. It's been amazing, and I'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.